Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming and today's video is sponsored by Dragonheir Silent Gods. Dragonheir Silent Gods is an amazing high fantasy RPG game that I've been playing and I've been in love with for almost a year now because I started playing it during the beta. So if you want to start playing this game today, there's going to be a link in the description and the pinned comment of this video that you can click and you can download the game today. The game is available on iOS devices, on Android devices. It's even available on Mac, and obviously it's on PC, it's on the Epic Games Store, it's on Steam, it's basically everywhere. So we're going to be talking a little bit about what's going to happen today because, well, we have Season 3 that's just around the corner. It's going to go live on the 22nd, so this Friday. And the slogan of this season is going to be Dive Deep, Battle Peak. So there's going to be some interesting things in there, and I'm going to show a few of those ones. We have new damage schools, kind of like we had in the second season. New gear, new artifacts, a lot of new things. Also, the season 3 is basically called Echoes of the Deep. So we kind of continue a little bit the story of the underground. And one thing that's really awesome about this game, because the developers kind of made this game because they were really big fans on Dungeons and Dragons, and they already had some collaboration. They actually had 2 collaborations in the game where they brought us Dritz Do'Urden as one of the playable characters, and they also brought us Elminster Omar. Okay, so Elminster Omar has also, if I only can find him, where are you, Elminster? For some reason, I cannot find Elminster, but Elminster was added as well. Maybe I'm not seeing it right, but Elminster Omar was the second one that has joined us. And we also have planned in the next 3 months a 3rd collaboration. So that's what they told us. In the next 3 months, there's going to be a 3rd collaboration that's going to be, joining the Dungeons and Dragons universe. And as part of that, we have this picture, okay? This picture that says who will be the next collaboration character. So I'm curious if you guys are people that follow Dungeons and Dragons, they know a little bit about their whole story, the lore and everything. Leave it in the comments below. Who do you think is going to be the next collaboration character that's going to join the Dragonheir universe? As you can see, we have just over here. Maybe this big handprint is kind of a little bit of a teaser or something. So leave it in the comments below. I'm really curious. But for the subject of today's video, I'm going to go through some of the characters. You might have already seen, most of them from other content creators posting. I was not able to post or be as hands-on it because you might be following me and Ivy League Gaming as well, which is my wife. She got sick recently, and focusing more on her, did not have as much time as I wanted to. But let's have a look. I'm gonna have 3 videos. I'm gonna split them into 3, and we're gonna have Fire and Radiance, Lightning and Necrosis, and Ice and Poison. And that's why I'm gonna check the new heroes. Okay. So the reason I'm doing like that, because that's going to be the pairings of Season 3. So again, Fire Radiance, Lightning Necrosis, and then, if I take my head out of the way, Ice and Poison. So let's start with Fire and Radiance today. And I kind of tried, I hope I don't miss anyone, I tried to click everybody else that was old and just kept the new ones. So let's start looking at them. So the first one that we have is Victor, which we saw in the previous season as part of the story. So let's see, what does he have? Aura increases all allies' accuracy in all battles by 50. That's a good aura. Then let's see the passive. Marks the enemy when the hero inflicts a debuff on them. The mark lasts the same as the debuff. Healing received by the marked enemy reduces by 35%. The ultimate energy of their healer will also be reduced by 30% as the enemy receives healing. This effect can only be triggered once every 5 seconds. So from my head, the first thing that I'm thinking when I see this passive is Arena. Okay, Arena, tanky meta, lots of healing, lots of tanky people. So I feel like this is gonna be really helpful in Arena. Or maybe Rot as well, but for Rot is not as I'm not sure if it works. Like, this might be something I test out. Not sure if it works in places like Grave of Rot. Okay, because in the Grave of Rot, the boss heals. Does that mean it pushes back their turn meter as well? Their ultimate energy? Who knows? We'll have to see. Then battle skill deals fire damage to an enemy and dispels all their buffs and removes all their shields with a 100% chance of inflicting buff prohibition for 10 seconds. So this one just screams to me Voresh. Kind of like Voresh, but it's like Voresh on steroids. Dispels all debuffs, removes all shields, and puts buff prohibition. It's on a battle skill, though. You cannot time it, but it's still awesome. It's still a good battle skill to have. And it's for 10 seconds. Wow, this is 10 seconds. Normally, when there's a debuff or a buff on the battle skill, it's only for 5 seconds. So the fact that it's on for 10 seconds, it means there's basically going to be buff prohibition on all the time. So this is just massive. It's already, Victor sounds like an amazing support. Obviously, if you don't already have the Voresh and all the other stuff. Then let's see the ultimate, full board damage. I like that. I like when I see full board damage. Deals damage to all enemies and converts up to 2 of their buffs to random debuffs, which inherit the remaining duration of the original buffs. Okay, that sounds quirky again. Sounds to me like Arena. After the conversion, if any enemy has less than 2 debuffs, there's a 100% chance of additionally inflicting 2 random debuffs on them for 10 seconds. So he sounds like he's going to be a debuff machine. Like this is just crazy. Attack penalty, accuracy penalty, buff prohibition, recharge speed penalty. So this one sounds pretty strong. It's going to go down to a what's that? 20 seconds complete recharge time. So Victor sounds really interesting. Definitely most of him sounds like Arena. That's what I'm seeing first. Okay, so that was the first one. Move on to the next one. Sinel. I hope I'm saying the name right. He looks amazing. Like he just looks awesome. Again, they're just they're just knocking it out of the park with the graphics. That's the thing that got me into the game. So let's see. Captain Aura increases ally attack by 45% in City of Trials. What this means is this one's gonna work in the Pillar of Trials. I don't know why they not change it, but this one works in Pillar of Trials and also works in Meander actually. So maybe that's why it's like City of Trials and they kind of include both of them. So Pillar of Trials, Meander, and obviously the Labyrinth of Curiosities. This aura is gonna work there. Passive. When the hero skill hits an enemy, there's a 50% chance of inflicting attack penalty 2 on them for 10 seconds. That's crazy. It's on the battle skills, kind of like Ergander. It goes up to 75%. And the inflection cannot be resisted. Okay, that's crazy. That means you don't need no accuracy. That's huge. Also, when the hero uses a skill to heal an ally, the hero himself gains a healing of 50% of the current healing granted. Oh my god. This is so good. Like just straight up healing, attack penalty, just self-sustained. Sounds amazing. And we just saw the passive. Battle skill fires 3 fireballs to strike random enemies, with each fireball dealing fire damage and healing the ally with the currently lowest percentage of HP by 150%. Again, sounds to me like a Zarloth Voresh type. You do some damage, but you also heal them. That's good. Then on the ultimate, selects an ally, dispels all of their debuffs, and grants them invisibility for 5 seconds. Invincibility, immune to all damage. When invincibility on the ally expires, the hero deals 760% fire damage to all enemies. So basically it's full board damage, even though it just shows this because it selects only one target. And heals all allies by 500% of attack. So yeah, 100%, he sounds, like I said, something like the legendary version of a Zarloth Voresh. I like it. He can do some damage. He can also heal. And the most amazing thing is you don't need any accuracy. That's awesome because this one just cannot be resisted. So you need no accuracy on him. You're just building, I guess, full damage or like full attack, and he should be awesome. Okay, I like Sinel. I like him. That sounds really good. Okay, let's move over to the next one. Okay, now we have, I guess we're starting to get some more. Is she a merfolk though? I'm guessing she would be. Oh no, Forest Dream. So she's a wood elf. So that looks really cool. Again, looks really cool. So her name is Diantha, okay? And she's one of the new damage types aura. So let's see what this one does. These heroes use aura energy in combats. They gain aura energy after casting skills. They enter the blaze state after accumulating enough aura energy. They no longer gain aura energy during this period, while some of their skills consume aura energy and get enhanced. When their aura energy runs out, they will exit the blaze state. Okay, so let's see what this new damage type is all about. So she's aura, which means damage. So let's see. Captain Aura increases all allies attack by 30% in all battles. That's a massive aura. I like it. I like when I see all battles. Okay, passive. Enters blaze state when in possession of 100 aura energy. Whenever the hero consumes aura energy, their next basic attack will fire an orb that bounces up to 4 times between enemies, dealing 100% attack radiant damage each time. The number of orbs fired can be accumulated. Okay, so this one sounds interesting. However, how much does it consume? I guess we're gonna see at the next one, because like when you hit 100, how much of that it consumes? I don't know. Let's see the next one. Battle skill grants 10 aura energy to all aura allies and deals 250 radiant damage in the area. while in the blaze state consumes, okay, so this is the part where it starts consuming. I was like, okay, how do you lose that? Consumes 5 aura energy to deal additional 5% target max. Okay, target max HP damage can be huge. No more than 250% the hero's attack to enemies within range. So basically this is like an inbuilt gambler set. Okay, sounds interesting. Doesn't like the damage does not sound that crazy, but the target max HP one could be really good. Then let's see the ultimate full bloom. Okay, let's just start reading this. Increases damage taken from aura heroes by 20%. Okay, so deals attack based and target max HP damage to enemies within range with a 100% chance after fully scrolled of inflicting full bloom on them. So I'm curious if this one requires accuracy. If it does require accuracy, it might be tricky to build their full damage. I guess you might be more of an enabler. Generates a domain for 10 seconds in the blaze state, during which, but where's the domain? I guess is it the same area or full board? Again, description really important. During which the aura energy consumed by allies will be returned at the cost of depleting 10 aura energy of the hero instead. Gains 35 aura energy if not in blaze state. Okay, so she definitely feels like she's the enabler for aura, kind of like we have Sheena for Ice Blast. Okay, that sounds interesting. I know there's been people that done some testing. I'm going to try and do some testing, but as much as I can because I have a baby on the way, so it might be difficult. Okay, next one. This one's definitely a Merfolk. Linkos Aura. Let's see. Captain Aura, 45% attack in City of Trials. Okay, passive. Enters the blade state when in possession of 100 aura energy. Gains 50 aura energy as the battle starts. Okay, so sounds like he's going to be DPS. It's a good start. I like it. Good start. Okay, let's see battle skill. Gains 15 aura energy, then strikes enemies within range 3 times, with each strike dealing 100% attack, 100% radiant damage. While in the blaze state, consumes 5 aura energy to deal additional 2% targets max HP. Okay, so this one's only 2 compared to the 5 that the other one had. Again, no more than 100% of the hero. Okay, no more than 100% of the hero's attack. This one sounds lower than the other one that was like an enabler, so the damage is not as good. Maybe he's an enabler as well. Let's see the ultimate. Okay, full board. Okay, deals 400% damage to all enemies. Grants 35 aura energy to the aura ally with the highest attack in the meantime. So it seems like another enabler actually. Interesting. I guess it's kind of like we have Sheena. We had Sheena and Zorak. He seems an enabler. If in the blaze state summons an accompanist to follow the aura ally with the highest attack. Okay. If not in the blaze state, gains 35% aura energy. And what's the accompanist do? When the ally followed by the accompanist launches a basic attack, Linkos consumes 15% aura energy to enable the accompanist to perform a coordinated attack on all enemies around the current target, dealing 7% target's max HP damage. It doesn't sound too crazy. Again, it does not sound too crazy. It sounds interesting, but it just sounds like, from my point of view, Rally just seems better so far. Since they have like, you know, it looks like AoE damage. So maybe they were supposed to be more single target something. But so far it sounds like Rally could be better. But again, maybe after testing. Okay, let's move over to the next one. Next one's going to be another Merfolk. I'm glad that they're adding them. Amonleda. I'm definitely butchering some of these names. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Okay, Captain Aura increases crit damage in City of Trials by 45%. Okay, that's pretty good. Still, I prefer all battles. Okay, we have a lot of text here. Enters the blade state when in possession of 100 aura energy, increasing damage by 30% when in the blade state. Okay, this is a good start. The hero's attacks guarantee crit hits. Is it only when in blaze state though? I'm guessing, but that's crazy. The hero's attacks guarantee crit hits. It doesn't say straight up after the blaze state, it doesn't say while in the blaze state, but I'm guessing it's only while. If not, this is amazing. Just full crit damage and she can be awesome. Gains invincibility for 5 seconds if the hero's current HP is below 30% after taking damage, during which time the hero's attack are guaranteed critical hits. This effect can only be triggered once every 60 seconds. Okay, so the way the second part is the way the second part is worded, I believe that this one's supposed to be like she's guaranteed to crit when in the blaze state, because otherwise this one would have not made sense to say it crits again. So can be interesting. Might still be worth just building her full on damage. Okay, battle skill gains 15 aura energy, deals 380. Okay, this one's bigger damage to enemies within range centered on the current target, and gains a 10% target's max HP shield for 5 seconds in the meantime. Each enemy hit by the skill grants an additional 20% shield strength. Okay, so self-sustaining damage. While in blaze state, consumes 5 aura energy to deal additional 6% target's max HP damage, no more than 200% attack of the hero's current attack. Okay, this one sounds interesting. Sounds like it can do some good damage and self-sustain. Then the ultimate deals 500% attack in a pretty good range to enemies within range, consumes 20 aura energy to strike enemies within range 2 additional times in the blaze state. So 3 hits, that's 1500 attack. That's a pretty good hit. But the sad part is, like, actually no, you would not. I guess you would not use her as a Witch's Remains person, because she does too much damage. You don't want to give her you don't want to give her the Witch's Remains an accuracy. You would bring somebody else. Okay, let's see. Okay, so consumes 20 aura, additional time in blaze state, with each strike dealing 10% target's max HP radiant damage. So in blaze state, you basically hit 3 times, but you also do target max HP damage. So this one, I guess, has potential to do some pretty solid damage, and I have a feeling she's gonna be exclusive. I've not checked much yet, so I do believe she might be exclusive. Gains 30 aura energy if not in the blaze state. Okay, so she seems like definitely she's gonna be the exclusive, and she has potential to do some solid damage. Okay, good start. Let's continue the next one. Okay, another aura one, Narzilla. Let's see, Captain Aura increases ally attack in all battles. I like that, 24%, kind of like Yola. Zarlaf, that's a pretty good one. Okay, passive enters blade state when possession of 100 aura energy as usual. Increases the hero's attack by 5 for each buff they have up to 20%. Okay, 20% increased attack could be decent, Okay, the battle skill gains 15 aura energy, dealing 200% attack and 4% target's max HP radiant damage to the enemy. Consumes 5 aura energy to extend the duration of all the hero's buffs by 3 while in the blaze state. Okay, so she has some really good synergy with the passive, where she could have this increased attack up on all the time. This is pretty good. Just depends how fast she comes back to the battle skill. Then the ultimate gains critical damage up for 10 seconds, extra 30% crit damage, deals 120 radiant damage to an enemy in the next 8 seconds. Whenever an aura ally attacks, the hero will assist their attack once to deal 2.5% target's max HP radiant damage. This effect can only be triggered once every 2 seconds. So 8, so basically another 4 attacks. I don't know. It sounded like it had potential to be like kind of like a Flora or something like a Vicana, but not as strong. While in blaze state, consumes 5 energy to launch another coordinated attack when launching a coordinated attack. So I'm guessing basically she hits twice when this procs instead of just once. Gains 30 aura energy if the hero's not in blaze state. Okay, sounds interesting, but again, I'm not sure the damage is there. 120% attack is not that good. Max HP isn't isn't the best either. Okay, next one, Kareth. Kareth, another aura. Hero increases crit damage by 30% City of Trials. Again, not the best. I prefer all battles I mentioned earlier. Enters blade state. Okay, we know that. Grants ultimate skill damage bonus. Okay, this is a new one. Increases ultimate skill damage by 40%. That's interesting. For 20 seconds to an aura ally whenever they enter blaze state. That's crazy. She sounds like okay, this one, if you have her as an enabler, then that could be crazy. If they're, if they do their ultimate when they enter blaze, then they can do some crazy damage, I guess. But I guess they have to enter blaze first. You would still have, when they do ultimate, you still have 40% damage bonus. That's interesting. The battle skill gains 10 aura energy. Deals 300% tank in range. Okay, not the craziest. Ultimate. Okay, kind of like the same way Filto has it, or Kalis, or some other heroes, just straight line. Key 500% attack, 7% targets max HP radiant damage to enemies within range. Consumes 25% aura energy in blaze state to grant attack up for 10 seconds to all aura allies. So 100% she's an aura enabler. Gains 50 aura energy if not in the blaze state. Okay, so definitely Kareth is going to be 100% a must use from what I'm seeing, if you're gonna try and build an aura team. So sounds interesting. Okay, next one. Theo Haynes. She was basically, again, in the story last season. I'm glad when they add characters that are part of the story. Makes it more interesting, makes it more exciting. Now then, let's see what's the next one. Oh, next one. Let's see what's her. Okay, increase ally attack in Grand Gladiator Arena by 30%. Okay, interesting. Passive, okay, same thing with the Blaze State. Increases the hero's attack permanently by 5% when they consume aura energy up to 10 times. So she can get up to 50% more attack. That's pretty good because, if I'm not mistaken, for what I'm heard, passives and artifacts that give you a passive effect, these stats scale off of the total stat that you have while going to battle. So it will be 50% attack of her total stats after gear and everything else. So this one can be really powerful. Let's see, battle skill gains 15% aura energy, then strikes enemies in range 3 times, 80% now decreases damage, while in Blaze State consumes 5 aura energy to deal additional 1% targets max HP radiant damage, no more than 50% their attack. Sounds underwhelming compared to what we already saw. Then the ultimate strikes enemies within range, dealing 620% attack, consumes 20 aura energy, ignores 30% of enemies' defense in Blaze State, gains 30 aura energy if not in Blaze State. Honestly, apart from the passive, that sounds interesting. She just sounds underwhelming. I'm not sure I would build her, and I would not recommend people to build her. Okay, now I think we have a rare also, and that's going to be it. So a rare for aura. Sickle, I guess. Sickle, another merfolk. I'm glad to see that. Increases ally attack in dungeons by 24%. Okay, pretty decent aura. Passive, same thing. Gains 50 aura energy as the battle starts. Okay, that's good. You know, can get to the Blaze State faster. Gains 10 aura energy, dealing damage to enemies within range. Nothing different when there's nothing different like when in Blaze State, so this one's underwhelming. Ultimate strikes enemies within range 2 times, each strike dealing 400% attack. Okay, that's good. 800% attack sounds pretty decent for a rare. Consumes 20 aura energy and ignores 25% target's defense in Blaze State. Gains 30 aura energy if not in Blaze State. Sounds interesting, but still not the best. So I don't know. Like, the problem is, or like this from my point of view, what I'm seeing here is the fact that they bring so much full board AoE damage where we already have rally, okay? If you have somebody like a Filto, you're destroying them, or Thelendor, or Huberg. Even people like Hegio, you know, can do pretty good damage, Martina. So I'm not sure if Aura is gonna be as good. I guess, again, I'm gonna have to test some stuff, but it's interesting to see some different type. Maybe they should have focused Aura more on single target, but that's just me. But yeah, I guess anyway, this is gonna be it for the first one of today of this series. Like I said, I'm gonna have 2 more when I'm gonna talk about the other 2 pairings. So make sure to keep an eye out on the channel because I'm gonna launch them in consecutive days. But I guess we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Remember, if you wanna start playing Dragonheir today, there's gonna be a link in the description and the pinned comment of this video that you can click and start download the game today and start playing on iOS devices, Android devices. It's even gonna be available on Mac. It's available obviously on PC, on the Epic Games Store, on Steam. It's everywhere. So you know what? Let's dive deep and battle peak. You know, dive deep, battle peak. That's the slogan for today. But yeah, thank you Dragonheir for sponsoring today's video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.